Hey there, hi there, ho there, it's me, BPRadiant. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. And you know what? Today we are going to be doing another episode of the Radiant Laboratory with Liesa Fallen Archangel. Really love this card. Wanted to make an Aristocrats list with it for a while. We did kind of wiffle waffle between a couple different lists. Very excited for this gameplay. But before we get started, if you could go down below and click that subscribe button and, get notified whenever I produce new content every week. And also kind of show me that, my content's interesting. I appreciate that. Yeah, with that out of the way, guys, we will get going to the games. Okay, now with that out of the way, for those of you who are still here and tuned in, stay tuned to the end of the video. We're going to have a little surprise at the end that it was an idea that didn't deserve a full video, but I did want to talk about. So stay tuned to the end, guys. It's going to be really cool. I appreciate it. Thanks. So here we have Liesa of Aristocrats. So Liesa's ability is basically whenever a non-token creature you control dies, return that card to its hand at the beginning of the next end step. So this is really nice because this synergizes a lot with very cheap sacrifice creatures and sacrifice mechanics to give us card advantage in a way. So of course we paired that with a lot of the cheap, really good kind of Aristocrats pieces, things like Alseid Life's Bounty, Selfless Savior, Forsworn Paladin, Serrated Scorpion, Shambling Gas, like things that I think, and Hope of Jirfer are things that I think that are really good if, when sacrificed early and we can give you more value from them. We kind of try to synergize with that as well, with things like Bounty Agent to potentially lock our opponent or their commander in a pretty nice card that I think is pretty underused, but I think makes really good sense with Liesa. Things like Cathar Commando from the new set work really well since they give you repeatable artifact and enchantment destruction with Flash. Like, it effectively turns into 3 mana with a buyback cost, which is really nice. Of course, we also have like Blood Artist in here to try to actually win the game via some draining our opponent. Jadar Ghoul Caller can be really fun if we have a way to we're attacking with that Decayed Zombie every turn, maybe triggering some of our die effects. Plummet Forbidden to go ahead and get use some of these pieces instant speed. Of course, Woodmean Aristocrats, we've got Priest of Forgotten Gods. I love this card. Our other 2 drain spells in Cruel Celebrant and in Sir Conrad are really nice, as well as we have Bastion's Remembrance for 4 total drain, which is a little bit more than we ran in, say, something like our Squirrel deck, because in this case, we're not creating tokens to do this with. Like, we have to kind of go the long route and recast our cards. We want to keep our curve very low so we could kind of utilize all this stuff. A couple of the sack outlets we actually have in the deck are going to be Yahenni and Woestrider. I think they're both incredibly powerful cards that can win the game when set up correctly, and I think that with Liesa getting to help set them up or intimidate our opponent, a couple of our payoffs from Yolanda the Duskrows can pay off from us cycling a couple of these cheap creature cards to then, give us a big lifelinker or, give us some board wipe assurance for when she dies, things happen. Of course, in the top end, we do have a couple of cards that I would call win cons, and that's going to be Lolth, the Spider Queen, is incredibly strong with the deck. We're cycling through a lot of creatures, so she can actually hit her ult fairly regularly, compared to a lot of the decks I see run her is mostly the -3 effect, which is not bad. And then we, of course, have Liliana Dreadhorde General, which, if left alone, can just completely win the game, especially considering her minus turns into bounce 2 creatures to my hand, your opponent sacrifices 2 creatures. Seems pretty great. Ondu and Virgin Mary's Call, mostly just for the MDFCs, but Overwhelming Splendor is a really good card in this color pair as like a top-end threat, because once you play this, a lot of decks just don't have answers for it, or they have to find their answers very quickly while you're kind of building up the board, and it slows down any kind of aggressive deck. Very happy with it. We wanted a little bit of kind of, what do I say? It's like we wanted more things to synergize with it, so Teysa Karlov acts as another engine, as well as so does Luminous Broodmoth act as another engine as well. These both kind of give us more ways to utilize our sacrifice creatures. A third, not quite as big, we do have a human sub-theme in the deck, and so Jaren Corrupted Bishop, I think, works out incredibly well from the new set as well. Since our curve is very low, we don't have a ton of ways to actually generate a lot of mana ramp in the early games. That's why we kept our top end fairly light, with mostly things that are going to, be lands or MDFCs on their own. Couple of the more interesting cards that I do want you to think about when you're going to play the deck are things like Fleshbag Marauder and Demon Disciple. We did kind of keep in all 3 of these sack effects with Plaguecrafter as well, because these effectively turn into 3 mana, your opponent sacks creature, put this back in your hand. And that becomes an incredibly potent ability. Something else to note is we do have very few ways to actually get rid of stuff from your yard, but a few things to kind of note are Priest of Fell Rights becomes an incredibly awesome card here. It is every other turn, essentially, the way you do it. It does not work with the Unearth effect, since Priest of Fell Rights would exile itself, but from the battlefield, if you have Liesa out, it's a 2-mana pay 3 sack to return a creature from your battlefield. And then it'll go back to your hand. You can do it again in like 2 turns. It's really nice. Personally, I think this deck would benefit most greatly from ways to give flash, which I just, couldn't really fit in my mana base because we have so many like white and black spells we need to play on turn 1 and turn 2, and a couple that are like both, that it just became really hard to fit a lot of colorless lands in here. So we didn't. We wanted to make sure that we were on the aggressive side of things. Yeah, that's Liesa Aristocrats. It's going to look very similar to what you'd see for other decks like Teysa or any other Aristocrats list that don't have red. I'm hoping the deck can really perform well. If there's one card I think you should potentially look at for another top-end piece that can close the game out, it's going to be the new 6-drop Angel from Kaldheim that whenever you gain 4 more life, get an Angel. And that's purely because our commander is a 4/5 with lifelink. So you could turn 5 Liesa, turn 6 play that, after swing Liesa, get your Angel. And that can become a really interesting kind of like piece. We did not want to go that route with this deck, and we wanted to keep everything as low as possible. We became very tight on slots, but if you wanted to, there's definitely ways you could kind of combine this with a couple of the more just good Angel themes, or you could even take this more into a Aristocrats life gain theme rather than going for the pure Liesa value train that I tried to go for. Let's get to the games, guys. So, game number 1. Interested to see how this deck performs. Sure. Minsk deck. We don't have the most access to black mana right now, which is like a problem if he removes our Cold Steel Heart, but Splendor is one of our win cons, so like it's kind of hard to mulligan it away when we're like over halfway there. The goose. The goose is loose. Alright. We're closing in on it. Ooh. This is gonna be good. Could rhythm out a 5-drop, which would be bad for us, but I'm actually not that worried here. Because we'll net lose 1 life, it looks like. That's okay with me. We could Marauder. Yeah, we're gonna Marauder. Okay. Well, it's not what we want to see, but at least we have the opportunity here to block with the Flesh Bag. And that's a really good trade for us. No. Take this block. Just gonna Deadly Dispute it. Get the Splendor out. Nice. Okay. Yeah, I figured they would just concede to that as a creature-based deck. It's pretty hard to fight back from that. Alright, Liesa, game number 2. Pretty excited on this one. Against Kroxa, could be actually a pretty rough matchup for us. do another Overwhelming Splendor hand. We're going to keep, because we have stuff that's going to be obvious to discard. And stuff we're just going to try to get out as quickly as we can here. Probably go Field of Dead turn 2. Yeah, we'll do this. Check out this Bastion pretty early. I actually never knew if they got to see that. So, probably do the Cleansing Nova first, I guess. I don't know. I doubt we're really going to get a chance to hit it, which is my big problem right now. Okay. You see the Bastion go down. So we'll go ahead and... Okay, start with this. If he's got removal for it, we just Witch's Cauldron the Alseid. Pay 1 life, discard a card, draw a card, mill a card. Okay, so it's loot that can turn into a 4/4. Interesting. Keep for now. Get in there for some nickel and diming while I can. I could see myself waiting to use this. We'll see. He's trying to fill the yard, I think, for a good Croxa. Cleansing Nova. Didn't have a sacrifice outlet for it, that's good. Him shocking himself is interesting right now. Okay. Mire Triton. Orcus going to the yard's really good for us. Okay. We want to wait if we can. So we've got protection for the Liesa here. Okay. A good card. But now we've got a 4/5 at least. And so we'll get a chance to kind of like finagle some stuff with it. Ooh. They got me there, Chief. I think it'd be interesting to kind of see what he's going to do here. He's got one more he can do for that. Ebon Death was a good call. Soul Shatter also a really big pickup for him. So, put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Well, I just need to go to this guy now. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. We are 1 land away from a pretty sick Overwhelming Splendor, though. Give him a zombie. Grab a snow-covered land. Alright, top deck a land. Top deck a land. Sweet. really slow them down. And they don't have a lot of options to get rid of Overwhelming Splendor. So we just gotta kind of keep them down as best we can. Okay, full control. We'll flesh bag. We'll pay. Sack our own flesh bag. Veto it up. Nice. Okay, we come out with game number 2 again. This card is really good. It's a really good win condition if your deck can kind of like hold out to it. All right, game number 3, Angel versus Angel. Gonna have Shalai versus Liesa. Don't have access to white mana right now, but I think I'm down to try keeping this. Ooh. Okay. I'm gonna shift our play a little bit here. This isn't really a Spells Matter deck, so Gearfer won't probably lock them down too hard. I stand corrected. Okay. So, want to land. Do we get rid of the gear for now? Yeah. We want to make sure they can't abuse the second Freyalise turn unless they've got creatures. And they might, but like we want to try to do our best to keep them from like doing too much. Because they're going to have like a really big turn. Kogla? No, okay, Shalai. Oh no. No. Signasty. Okay. Gotta put you down. Huh. I don't think we have a way out of this game, guys. They got a really fast start. This is kind of this deck getting to show off a little bit, and I like it. I haven't seen a lot of more go wide based strategies right now in Selesnya. So it's really neat to kind of see this Shalai deck get a chance to really pop off like this. I think we just have to take the damage here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. Okay. So what we're kind of relying on, I think, at this point, is we're going to have to flesh bag, priest, flesh bag. Potentially. Ooh. No, we're just dead. It looks like. Okay, that go to one of their ways to create more tokens. Oh no. That did not, though. Okay, so we're gonna have to... Conrad. Do I have to save this, or can I? I'm gonna go now. Okay. Get that healing going just in case. Oh, no. That's a great top deck for them. I think we still lose here. If he swings all out and pumps a Shalai and Mikaeus. But maybe he doesn't see that and we can draw an out. We'll see. Swings everything, man. Okay. We just gotta take it. We'll make a mill. Hopefully we don't mill board wipe. Okay. So Bastion Remembrance gets us another blocker. Okay. So we can then... We're on the defensive, right? Yeah. Still a chance for him to mess up here. It's a low chance, but it's a chance. We're at least getting to go even with his Vivian counters. Yep. Give her pro white. We'll gain some more life. Get a card back, I'll take another damage. That's huge. So... Do I want to get a double Hoof of Jirifer? Drain him for 4? Maybe? No. Maybe. Let's try it. Yep. Getting our blockers back, my guy. Okay. It ain't over till it's over, guys. It ain't over till it's over. Oh, creature at the top. Makes sense. Not good for us. Really looking for a board wipe here. Oh, he's got lifelink. Oh, no. Okay. So... That's bad. I didn't think about that. That's okay. He's gonna gain an obscene amount here. Yep. Really just kind of holding on for that board wipe. Mortify is actually pretty good here, I think. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We could do... We're really just hoping for a board wipe. Oh, God. That takes care of a really big source of damage, at least. Unfortunately, the lifelink seems to be a problem. But I think if we draw a couple of very specific cards, this could be really good for us. Oh my god, I only have one white source. Good god. Okay. Whoops. So block here. Block here. Take 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 10, 11. Go back up, we're fine. Okay. I should have declared my Alice as a blocker. What am I doing? Whoops. I could have blocked there for free. Negated some of the life gain. Still Conraded. We're holding on just barely. Well, I have stuff I can do. Okay. Gotta start getting rid of creatures here. Oh no. Okay, so I gotta start blocking with more creatures. I could have put him down significantly lower. We're really just looking for a board wipe and hoping he doesn't attack all out. Like, the fact he hasn't tried to win here is very interesting in my book. The goose is loose. Yeah, like, he should swing a lot here. There's no way he doesn't just win. Maybe he doesn't realize that. I don't know. Or maybe he's just toying with his food, thinking there's no way I'm going to win. At this point, he's trying to get a big board say as he can. Caustic Twin, my guy. Okay. So... block. 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 What I should have been doing to actually start gaining some life here. Pro white. I'm really... God, a border would be so sweet here. We're getting our way back up. One. A two. Ooh. It's not bad. 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll flush bag. Lower the board again. So if he was smart, he'd have given a trample counter to something by now 2 at the Uzalith. Okay. We gotta win soon, though, before he realizes what's going on. We're gonna try some really cool synergies of the deck, though. Like, we've had no card draw versus this board state for this long. Like, the stabilization is really great. Yep. Then just everything. Please just forget everything you've done. That'd be great. Just keep doing the same stuff. Give me one more turn to try to draw out of this mess. Oh, come on. Don't attack everything yet. Come on, man. Don't do this to me. Okay, he's leaving stuff back. Oh, no, he's not. He's just trying not to attack all, and I'm very confused by that. Okay. So, gotta block here. Gotta block... We'll leave you. Gotta block here and here. We'll block here and here. Here? Still Liesa's dead, I'm pretty sure, but we'll find out. And then we can gain some more here. Oh, still didn't draw the board wipe. Still dead. But we tried. In with a good game. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's gonna go +4. Dang. Yeah, I just couldn't start punching through. It is so hard. This is an aristocrat versus aristocrat list. I am super down, mostly because I've got my Tesa in my hand, and that just seems really funny to me. Probably this route, I'm thinking. Guess must have actually doing the Ornithopter first. Gotta hit them with that hello. Go ahead and start this off. We're going to go ahead and exile the Ministrant if he plays the Taste of this turn. Ooh, that's a really good card, actually. But we will definitely just take the 2 here then. Okay. So I kind of want to draw. Let's see. Gets myself potentially drawing 3 at the end of his turn. Depending on what he does here. Saw the Dire Tactics up as well. 5 minutes gets his Liesa, so we can start giving things indestructible, and we have protection with the Selfless Savior from everything from exile effects. Unfortunately, Ghost Form covers exile, which is not great for us. This is huge. So we'll get to gain back life, ping him, and get to like restock our hand. Which I like. I'm a big fan. So we'll drop Artesa. Godless Shrine. We didn't draw anything too terribly good. Onto Inversion, I feel, hurts us more than him at this point. We're actually weirdly okay with that. We'd like Artesa to live, but like it's not really that important to our game plan at this exact moment in time. And we're going to try to tax his removal here. He doesn't have anything to get back yet, so we're not going to block anything to easily give him anything back. We'll just take the 2. So we're going to do something kind of tricksy, I think, maybe? I don't know. Yeah, I want to do that. We'll give him a lot of stuff here, which I don't like, but we're going to bait him to get rid of his Ministrant now. Wow, okay. I should have plus that. Whoops. We'll end. Because I want to keep my... Force from Pounds Human, right? Yeah. I'll get my Dire Tactics up. To potentially get rid of something. Probably the Ministrant is what I'm currently thinking. If he wants 1 card, he's going to have to get rid of his Flying Blocker, which is good for us. We still have Demon's Disciple coming up, but we're actually probably going to go ahead and Lily, maybe? Not anymore. So we'll And then I just want to play 1, 2. I can do it once. Start doing what I can here. Gotta get them lands out. Getting to kind of see this aristocrat. Okay, so we managed to get the win off. He did not find an answer for Liesa, which is exactly what we wanted to make sure didn't happen. Oh man, that was actually pretty close. He had me a little worried with some of the early synergies he has, but like honestly, I just think that this card is just not good enough. Like some of this stuff here, like it's really cool, but there's a reason that we didn't put those sorts of effects in our deck. All right, game number 5. We're into the control matchup. Ugh. Okay. I don't know if this is going to be very good for us. We have some decent removal, though, so like that'll be options for if Brawl gets into play. Grab a snow. Just grab a snow swamp what we can. Just go ahead and play this, so we can get anything out of him on his turn, potentially. Just gonna start going face. Putting this out there, because we can potentially bring back the Cather Commando. Just hitting up face as much as I can here. We're praying he doesn't have a board wipe before we get him down too low. We're kind of flooding, which isn't exactly what we want. We'd like to get a synergy piece out. So, start here. We'll burn out a counterspell, I think. Or get Wrath Protection, basically. Should get countered. We'll decline. See if he minuses. Oh, he's not. Okay. So we're gonna start here. Okay. We're getting a little bit of an aggressive start here, which is good. I feel like that's really good for us here. We had a feeling he'd have the Allruns, which is not great for us, but it's not bad. We're gonna look to remove something, I'm sure. Look to get rid of a blocker. And try to draw out the Esther Sentinel, potentially. He's still definitely not out of it. Ooh. Rip Liesa. Okay. Oh, less Rip Liesa. Okay. Nice. He has to take dire. He takes the damage from the dire, and that ends up getting us the game. So that one was such an interesting matchup because like we knew we had to have the aggro game plan, and in that case, having the 3 power from the Cather Commando just beating his face for 4 turns really helps seal the deal for us. Okay, a pretty fun series of games. So a few things to note before we get started. I do think the deck slightly overperformed. I wouldn't quite put it in the 4 wins category myself. I think I'd probably put it more in the 3 wins category, but with the games we had to do. So I just want to let you know that I do think the deck overperformed a little bit, and there are some struggles we have by not having some of the great aristocrat pieces that they have in Commander. So first, let's go to the litmus test. Now, for those of you who don't know, the litmus test here is going to essentially be a ranking based on the win-loss deck we had, and kind of showing us how bright our deck's future is. So without further ado, let's kind of see what our deck ended up kind of being. Brilliant. Cool. So our deck did go 4-1. So the deck's outlook actually looks pretty good. I do think that Liesa might be one of the stronger Aristocrats list commanders. I know she's not as much of an engine as Teysa, with the double triggers getting to kind of drain your opponent out a lot easier, but I do think that she's still incredibly powerful and allows for a little bit of a different, more forgiving Aristocrats list that's more creature focused rather than token focused. And so I'd be very interested to kind of see where this is going in the future. Yeah, guys, I really appreciate you checking me out. Now that we've heard the kind of thing, you know, the wrap up is coming. So please feel free to hit that like button or subscribe to the channel for more of my content going in the forward, as well as leave a comment what your favorite match was out of the 5 matches today. And, you know, thanks, guys. Always appreciate it. As always, be radiant. Okay, so those of you who stayed to the end of the video, like I asked before, so what we actually have is going to be a, you know, it's something I don't normally do, but I had a hard time whether I wanted to build Liesa Aristocrats or Liesa Angels. So I actually built both, and I tested them for a couple of days while I was trying to see which one I wanted to film for today. And Angels ended up not doing quite as well, just because in the big aggro isn't like crazy much in the meta right now. I think you have to kind of be like a quicker deck, and so I felt like it was going to do very poorly. So I decided to go with the Aristocrats list for the video. However, since you stayed to the video, here is a quick game that is going to actually show off some of the Angels package and what it does. It's a super quick game. I just wanted to tack it onto the video, and you can also find this deck. So if you go to the Aether Hub deck list for our Aristocrats deck, and you go into the description of that, I will have a write-up of the deck, and at the bottom of that write-up, I'm going to have copy and pasted in the list for the Angels variant of the deck as a secret to everybody who kind of either read that far in the list or who listened to the video. And, you know, again, it's not a crazy strong deck, but it's really fun, and it's probably the best Angels deck I think I've built to date. I think Liesa really synergized well with it by, you know, if anything, I want to adjust Angels list to potentially be a little bit more into the life gains energy of things. As we've seen, that's what works out the best with them. But, you know, hey, that's what we got. So let's get checking out that super secret game. Thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. All right, well, since you've been good and watched the end of the video, here's another Liesa build I was testing before I decided that it was a little too unconventional, I'm going to say. It'd be so cool if we had anything, but we don't with this. And it's actually going to be Liesa Angels. The deck is a lot of fun. I honestly have had a lot of fun building this deck. And it's not bad. It's had some really interesting games. I wish I'd recorded a few of them that we'd had. I know I have one, I think, from the stream. Go ahead and grab our Snow Swampy Devant. And yeah, so this deck, I didn't quite think it was good enough to merit its own full episode. So I wanted to at least show off like a little bit of the gameplay. Thought about going for the plus there, because like it would get me into bolt range very quickly, but I think we'll be okay. This sets me up pretty nicely. Okay. Feeling pretty good here. Lux, quiet. No barking. Felidar is good for us because we have the Mortify to get rid of it, and we're gonna do that. So we'll go ahead. Ooh, actually, yeah, well, Ornithopter Paradise. And we'll go that route. So he's definitely going for like the spellcaster type route. Oh no. That's a very go wide spellcaster type route. So we'll... Yeah, we're just gonna card cast it. Our opponent oopsing us a lot, but I don't know. Love me some Sephara. I'll take any deck where I get to actually play a lot of the nice angelic kind of cards. Is pretty cool to me. He could potentially have us here, but we have a lot that we can kind of do. These all trigger first. Ooh. We'll just Swords the Light Scribe. Like, let's just get it out of here before it gets too big. Yeah. And there you go. You had a bonus game. I know we didn't get to draw too many angels, but you got to see some of the nice little, like, go big angel synergies we had in the deck. I will be posting this deck list in the description below. And I'll kind of go over how to explain how to find it. Because I'm going to hide it a little bit. This is going to be like the nice little secret treat for those of you who stuck around. So thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it.